Hello everyone! Welcome to our game, the Roguelike Dating Sim.
A roguelike dating sim? What could that mean, Ben?
Oh, hi Nick. What a great, unscripted, and organic question. Well, you might be aware that a roguelike, roughly, is a very difficult game that makes extensive use of procedural generation to encourage multiple playthroughs that are different each time.
Oh, like Binding of Isaac or Risk of Rain.
Exactly. In a dating sim, like one of those games where there are a bunch of candidates that you can pursue to date. Like.
Ooh, like Dream Daddy?
Oh, I see you're a fan of the genre. Anyways, the Roguelike Dating Sim is a procedurally generated, competitive dating sim with gameplay through conversational and Souls-like combat.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. How would that all work?
Well, maybe it would be easier to show you.
Okay, that was a lot. I'm kind of into it, though.
Anyways, as you can see here, play takes place on this node map, which is procedurally generated for each playthrough. You can see you've got a mix of blue dialogue nodes, where you can have high stakes conversations, and red combat nodes, where you can fight your date competition in order to disgrace them. Just like real life.
Makes sense, but who am I anyways, and who are those dates?
Good question. The game takes place in a high fantasy D&D inspired setting, and so you'll have a chance to date a wide range of candidates, all of which will be fantastic in their own ways. You'll also have the option to choose the aesthetics and pronouns of your character. Our goal is to make the game accessible and enjoyable to as wide an audience as possible.
Oh, this is cool.
I think so. Moving on, let's take a look at this dialogue scene. During this scene between two candidates, we'll be able to make choices that reward or punish us in our relationships, stats, or loot, based on how well we choose. One important thing we want to take from the roguelike genre for these candidates is procedural generation. We'll have a procedural system of likes, dislikes, personalities, and so on, so that each time you romance a character, it'll be a different experience.
You know, I do love those tandem bicycles.
Our characters also have stats, currently strength, dexterity, charm, and rhetoric. A mix of combat and conversational stats that players will be able to modify throughout the game and allow them to pursue various paths to romantic victory.
That was neat. I kind of want to see the Souls-like combat.
Alright, so here you are, fighting for your honor against one of the people competing with you for your date.
Okay, I see it as just about everything I would expect. There's a stamina bar, walking, rolling, lock-on, attack chains, and strange Frankenstein enemies.
Those enemies are our competitors. Similarly to candidates, we plan on having a fixed amount of competitors every game that are procedurally generated. The competitors' combat abilities and tactics will be tied to their generation. For example, having wolf arms might grant the competitor a swipe attack, or a lizard's head might grant them a fireball. This procedural style will help players have a new experience every time they play. At the same time, it allows players to learn and adapt to the different types of enemies across playthroughs.
And I see these destructible pillars in this beautiful 3D environment, all carefully handcrafted, I have no doubt.
Well, Nick, the arena features in the environment are actually both generated procedurally. We think there are some potentially really interesting avenues to explore here with procedural arena creation and level design.
Oh, wait. Did he just drop some loot?
Yes, our game has a loot system. We want the system to provide interesting choices for players between conversation and combat. Some pieces of gear might grant them conversational stats, and some might grant combat stats, and we want players to have to choose between the two.
Very cool, very cool. Let's go back and see some more dialogue.
Okay. This scene is a later one in the game, when your relationship level with the candidate is higher. We hope that our modular, procedural candidates will allow us to craft unique narratives for every playthrough. One day, I'm sure we'll all be able to find love.
Well, thanks for listening to our presentation, everybody. We're all in love with this game, and think it has lots of potential. We really think this game is something that would be fun for everyone in the cohort to work on. And if anyone has a specific idea for the game, we're happy to accept new ideas and include them. What we really want is for everyone to have a chance to work on something they will be passionate about in a thesis game.
Thanks to everyone for listening, and a huge thank you to our current team, who have all put a colossal amount of work into making this prototype happen. Thank you, and we'd love to take your questions.